This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to ER Vet on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Justine Lee, and I'm a board-certified emergency critical care specialist and toxicologist. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about a new food that reduces how allergic you may be to your cat. We'll be right back after these messages.
DINOVITE.com.
When we put him on the DynoVite, he took right to it. All of these symptoms disappeared.
DynoVite is nutrition.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Something that he actually likes to eat. You need to put him on DynoVite.
DynoVite for life.
If you love your dog, you don't just want him healthy, you want him to be happy.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to ER Vet on Pet Life Radio. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about a new, innovative, cool topic. Now, I don't know how many of you guys out there are allergic to your cats. You'd be surprised how many veterinary professionals are allergic to cats. We just happen to take antihistamines so we can tolerate our allergies while working with our beloved four-legged family members. But I wanted to make you aware of a new update that's coming down the pike. This is from Purina Pro Plan, and it's a breakthrough product that's going to help manage how allergic you are to cats. Now, if you get runny eyes or pink eye or swollen face or hives or itchy, then you're probably allergic to a cat. And most people who are allergic to cats know as soon as they walk into a household with a cat, their eyes will start to run. I will say there's a new friendly option for the management of allergies. It's the first and only cat food that reduces the allergens in cat hair and dander. Now, this diet isn't available yet, although it's supposed to be coming out in Q2, so stay tuned. But this is really groundbreaking. Now, most of the time, human medicine doesn't work with veterinary medicine too much, and there is more of a movement to do so. It's called One Health. This is one area where it could be groundbreaking for both human medicine and veterinary medicine. And we as veterinarians can potentially enhance the quality of life for our feline patients and the families that love them by helping reduce how allergic people are to cats. So, how does this work? Well, according to the scientists and the immunologists at Nestle Purina Research, they have created a diet called Pro Plan LiveClear. And the way that this diet works is it basically helps minimize or neutralize the common cat allergen, which is called FeLD1. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but cat allergies are really severe. In fact, it's thought that 1 out of every 5 human adults worldwide are sensitive to cat allergens. Obviously, the more exposure you have, the more allergic you're going to become to that cat. So, a lot of people will deal with this by limiting the time or activity they have with the cat. They'll limit their cat from being able to come into the bedroom, or they may surrender their cat from their home altogether, which is something we never want to see. Now, again, the protein that causes this major cat allergen is called FeLD1, and it causes responses in up to 95% of cat allergen-sensitive people. FeLD1 is actually produced in the salivary and sebaceous glands of the cat. And so when a cat licks and grooms itself, they transfer this allergen to their hair and skin during grooming and shedding. So even though people will say, oh, I have a hypoallergenic cat, there's no such thing as a hypoallergenic cat, because even if you have a Devon Rex with no hair, they still groom themselves. The saliva will dry on their skin and it still releases FeLD1. So please keep in mind, all cats produce FeLD1, although the amount can vary widely between individual cats, different breeds, and it can fluctuate throughout the year. Again, no cat is hypoallergenic. All cats are going to produce FeLD1. Again, it doesn't matter how long the hair is, if they have no hair, what age they are, what color they are, what breed they are, what sex they are, what size they are, what their hair length is. All cats produce FeLD1. So how does this diet work? ProPlan LiveClear diet is formulated using a key protein that's sourced from eggs, and it contains an anti-FeLD1 antibody. So the diet actually gets to the source, the saliva. When cats are fed this diet, it reduces the levels of active FeLD1 in a cat's saliva, and then less is transferred onto the fur and the dander during grooming. So this is going to reduce the amount of allergen that's shed in the environment. In a study that Purina released, it found that feeding this diet significantly reduced the allergens in cat hair and dander by almost 50%, and that started within the third week of daily feeding. In that same exact study, they found that almost 100% of cats exhibited a reduction of active FeLD1 with individual variability. More importantly, this is a really simple, benign way of reducing the amount of FeLD1 allergen that your cat is shedding. Now, the way that this diet works is that the dry kibble is coated with a specific egg powder that neutralizes the FeLD1 in the cat's mouth. By doing that, it lowers the levels of the FeLD1 and the amount of allergen that's in the hair and fur and the amount that's spread throughout the household. Now, keep in mind, if you're really allergic to cats, in other words, you're going to go to the hospital, you need an asthma inhaler, you need oxygen, this is not going to be the only thing that's going to help. You're still going to need to implement other measures that are going to help reduce the allergy burden in a cat household. So that may be including HEPA filters, which are high efficiency particulate air filters. It may be keeping your cat or cats out of the bedroom. It may be weekly bathing or wiping your cat down just to help minimize the amount of dander. But when in doubt, this diet can really help. We'll continue with this really cool topic right after these messages from our sponsors.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to ER Vet on Pet Life Radio. We've been talking about cat allergies. And again, it's usually because of that allergen, FeLD1, that's found in the saliva and the dander of your cat. If you have anyone who's allergic to cats, definitely want to tune in and listen to this episode. Now, I had mentioned that Purina Pro Plan just released a diet called LiveClear. And it's available now, so you can actually look and find it on the internet or from your veterinarian or directly from the Purina website. And there are different flavors. So there's chicken and rice formula, there's salmon and rice, there's sensitive skin and stomach turkey, dry cat food. And they actually provide a LiveClear rinse-free allergen-reducing cat shampoo too. It's 99.8% natural, it's hypoallergenic, and it works pretty fast. So if you have anyone in your household who's allergic to cats, this may be a diet that's worth considering. Again, because from the studies that Purina has done, this revolutionary cat food can reduce the allergens in cat hair and dander by an average of 47%. And that's after daily feeding for an average 3 weeks. Now, before we talk about changing your cat's diet acutely, I did want to make you aware You cannot change anything in a cat's life acutely. You can't move the litter box. You can't change to a different type of kitty litter. You can't change the diet cold turkey. Cats do not like sudden change. So if you're thinking about starting this diet, I want you to wait until you're at the end of 25% of your current bag of food. When it comes to transitioning a cat to a new diet, you have to do so very, very slowly. In fact, I usually will just sprinkle a few kibbles of the new diet into the bowl or plate. So I usually make the transition of a 10% gradual addition of the new diet to the old diet over the course of 1 week. By the second week, I'm going to increase it to 20% of the diet. So it's 20% of the new diet, 80% of the old diet. By the third week, I'm going to transition it to approximately 30%. So you get the drift. I'm going to do so very slowly. So just keep in mind, if you are starting LiveClear, you can't change the diet completely unless you have a total chow hound. But in general, I never make a sudden change. So do it very gradually. If you do it gradually, the goal is ultimately to get your cat on 100% of the new diet within 6 to 8 weeks. If you have a very picky cat, you want to do it slower. If you have a chow hound, you can do it faster. So just keep in mind, from date of when they're on 100% of the diet is when you'll start to see more of a reduction in the allergens in cat hair and dander. So what I love about this diet is it's simple and it's safe. And because the cats are eating the LiveClear, the key protein sourced from the eggs binds directly to the FeLD1 and neutralizes it in the mouth. So very, very safe. It doesn't require any type of medication for you or your cat. It's a simple way of being able to help improve the quality of life for those in your household who may be allergic. So definitely worth checking out. I know that they have a risk-free guarantee for trying out the diet. And again, this is really, really interesting because I've never in my 20 plus years of being a veterinarian even knew that you could reduce allergies with food. So definitely a really cool diet that's worth trying if you're trying to reduce the amount of allergens in your household. Now, I will say LiveClear doesn't affect your cat's overall physiology. Your cat's still going to continue to produce allergens and it's still going to continue to shed as normal. So you still want to groom normally. You still want to brush your cat. So it is very, very safe for cats. The one thing I'm going to say is if your cat has other underlying diseases, if your cat has inflammatory bowel disease, if your cat has to be on a hypoallergenic diet, if your cat has kidney disease that requires a lower protein, you do want to consult with your veterinarian because if your cat has underlying medical problems, this is a diet I might not use because your cat may need to be on a lower protein diet. So when in doubt, this is great for cats that are young and healthy. Again, very, very safe. It doesn't have any medication. It's a great way of being able to reduce the amount of FeLD1 shed in the hair and dander by 50% within 3 weeks of feeding. You don't need a prescription for it. You can purchase it online or over the counter. So again, this isn't something that is a medication. So definitely worth considering. I did want to make clear, however, if you stop feeding LiveClear diet, keep in mind that the allergen reduction effect will stop. So as soon as you stop feeding it, if you change the diet, it's not going to work anymore. So you do want to consult with your veterinarian about that. But I was really excited when I was able to find out information on this because, again, 1 out of every 5 people does have some type of allergy to a cat. Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Find me at drjustinelee.com, on Facebook at Dr. Justine Lee, or email me your pet questions at drjustine@petliferadio.com. With that, we're out of time, and we want to thank Mark Winter, our producer, for making this show possible. See you at the next episode.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.